What's up, y'all? I'm out here at the range, as you can see back behind me. Been out here doing some really interesting testing, and for this one right here, we're gonna check out a couple of different calibers of atomic ammo. So as you can see, the jelly contraption's out here hard at work with the chrono and 2 blocks of gel. Now I've done a couple tests in this so far in this far block. It was a 380 and a 45 ACP test in there, so I'll leave some links above if y'all hadn't seen that. They were some really good tests, but I should have no problem finding some room to get this one done. And as you can see, we are sticking with that heavy clothing barrier with the layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. So as y'all can already see, we're working with some 9mm and some 45 ACP, both of them plus P from Atomic Ammo. And since they're Atomic Ammo, we're gonna call them Little and Fat Man. So Little here to 9mm plus P, 124 grain. Now this is a Barry's hybrid projectile. I'm 99.99% sure of that. I've compared them against other Barry's hybrids that I have, and without somebody from Atomic saying yes, these are Barry's hybrids, 99.99% sure that these are Barry's hybrids. So they even call them precision crafted match grade bonded defensive ammo. I don't know what the deal is with everybody wanting to use these Barry's hybrids all of a sudden. I suspect it's just a supply issue, and I'd be really curious to know if Atomic has always used Barry's hybrids. But anyway, the 9mm here, 124 grain. It is a nice nickel plated case there. Now as far as the velocity, they're saying 1,300 feet per second for plus P. That right there is some good speeds. If we actually see that, I doubt we will, honestly, but if we see that 1,300, that's moving on out, because the plus P plus Underwood 124s that I carry, that's exactly what they say, and they're calling themselves plus P plus. But moving on over here, again, 45 ACP plus P, same deal with these, nickel plated case, and that's definitely 99.99% sure that's a Barry's hybrid hollow point there. So these right here are 185 grain, and the velocity on this is saying 1225. So again, if we see these velocities, these things are probably going to do well, but I'm just afraid we're not going to see these velocities, and I don't have the best hopes for these Barry's hybrids doing well. Now I could have came out here with both full-size tools and got more velocity out of these, I know that, but I'm using what I feel like is more common as far as carry use, defensive use, and just to be quite honest with you, it's what I'm interested in seeing. This is my Canik Mete MC9, this is my EDC, so first and foremost, I want to see what they would do out of my personal EDC. So that's what we're using for the 9mm. That's a 3.1 inch barrel. And then for the 45 ACP, this one was kind of a tough choice, but being this is 185 and calling itself plus P, there's really no excuse for it not to do well out of a shorter barrel. So I've got the Colt 1911 here with the 3.5 inch barrel. Like I said, there's really no excuse. I mean, people can say, oh, it's meant for larger barrels, but you know, a perfect example is that Sierra Outdoor that I tested before this in 45 ACP. It had absolutely no problem doing what it needed to do from this 3.5 inch barrel. But anyway, that's more than enough chit chatting about it. Let me get this stuff set up and let's see what they can do. All right, let's get some speed, y'all. I'm gonna do a 5-round average on each caliber. We're gonna start out with the 9mm little first. If y'all aren't familiar with my lab radar here, you're gonna get multiple readings. The big number is gonna be your muzzle velocity, and then you'll get 5 more at the bottom. I've got that set for 3 yards, 7, 10, 25, and 50. So we should get all of them out of 9. 50 might be a little sketchy, but should be all right. This was saying 1,300 again on the box. I doubt we'll see that. If we see that, I'll be incredibly surprised. Got 1260, 1181, 1217, 1220, and 1215. So got some pretty good speeds, not quite that 1,300, but that right there ain't too bad. Let's check the average. All right, so our 5-round average on that was 1,219 feet per second. The extreme spread was 79 with a standard deviation of 28.2. That extreme spread is super high, and it's all because of that real low round there of 1181, and then we had a high of 1260. So I don't know what's up with that 1181, if it's some noisy out there or if it is valid and it's just a low loaded round. Whatever the case, it's pretty close to that advertised 1,300, and at those speeds I've got a little more faith now. But let me get this reset and let's see what man 45 can do. All right, let's see what these 45s will do. I'm gonna do 5 rounds of these also. Now remember, the box on this is saying 12.25. Again, we won't see that, but we might get pretty close after seeing what those 9 mil did. Let's see what happens. Got 980, 997. Wishful thinking on these being up there at 12.25. 1,019 and 1,052. So it's definitely some snappy feeling stuff, but you know, the velocities really don't show it being some really strong powerhouse. Well, let's check out what the average was. All right, so that time our 5-round average from the 45 ACP was 1,008 feet per second, so that's not too bad really for 185 out of a 3.5-inch barrel. Not the 12.25 on the box, but still not bad. The extreme spread was big again. We had a 72 and then a standard deviation of 28.4. So I don't know what's up with them big extreme spreads. It seems like one of the rounds out of both batches here was pretty much out of whack, but who knows what's going on with that. So it was 1,008 on that one, and if you remember on the 9 mil, it was 1219, so 211 feet per second faster with that 9. Really doesn't mean anything because it's not caliber versus caliber, but should be interesting to see what this does in the gel. These velocities that we're getting, there's really no excuse for this stuff not to perform other than the projectile just being not a good design. So very curious to see what we're gonna get here. Let me get this reset and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's a NOLA jelly time. I'm gonna put one of each caliber down there into the gel, starting with this 9 mil first. See what it does. Hopefully this speed will make these berries act right. All right, that should have been a good one right there. Let's go see what we got. All right, y'all, that right there was not at all what I expected. You got some massive expansion on that thing. The speed definitely helps these berries hybrids out big time. Now, this 45 ACP moving 1,000, I don't know about this one. Let's see what happens. All right, that should have been perfectly placed. Let's go see what we got. All right, let's check out what we got down here, y'all. Definitely a mixed bag that we're looking at down here. As you can see, I've got you pulled back pretty far because this 45, it went on through here, buddy. So what we got first off, we'll start with the 9 mil. Down on the bottom, the 9 mil came in, immediate expansion. There's no question about it. Didn't care anything about that cloth. This right here, I'd say, is all due to that speed. It was moving fast enough to get the job done. Nice disruption there, and very nice expansion. I mean, incredibly nice expansion, but that definitely hurt the penetration because it looks like you're sitting out here maybe around 10 inches at the most. So not a lot of penetration, but the expansion is incredible. These berries hybrids this is just another example of how dependent on speed these things are. Not enough and you don't get expansion, too much and you get this crazy expansion. Now, some people would still be okay with this as far as that penetration right there. Y'all know me though, I'd like to see more than that. But then on the flip side, up at the top here, that was old man 45. That came in here, no expansion at all. Absolutely no expansion. Probably a matter of the speed that it was moving. Maybe the cloth held it up a little bit, but I suspect it just wasn't moving fast enough. As you can see, straight line all the way basically until it went into this second block, and that probably caused the tumble right there. That was definitely a tumble, and then it keeps on going a little bit further, and it's actually sitting down here forward. Yeah, forward. So it tumbled back around about a little over halfway through this second block. So as far as the penetration on it, this 9 mil here is at exactly 10.25 inches of penetration. So me personally, I definitely want to see a little more than that. And as far as this 45, it's all the way out here at 25.5. So this thing just got crazy penetration because it got absolutely no expansion. And here's your closer look from the other side on the bottom, 9mm top 45. So you can see that 9mm came in, very, very nice expansion on that. The 45 on the other hand, through this first entire block there, nothing but a straight line, and then you get that tumbling action right there, keeps on going, and there you can see it facing forward. Absolutely no expansion at all. All right, let's check out these projectiles, y'all. I'm gonna tell you what, you can't get more polar opposite than the performance you saw out of these. Now, granted, they're different calibers, but just look at the difference there. This 9mm, I mean, there was no expansion left. It's all the way down. You barely got any base left there, so it expanded all it could. The 45, on the other hand, absolutely nothing. Just wasn't moving fast enough. You can see it's clogged all up with that cloth and stuff. Just no kind of expansion, no deformation. It does look like it kind of pushed it open a little bit, the mouth of it, but that's about it. Now, I don't think we lost anything from either one of these, but we'll weigh them up. The 45 started at 185 and it's at 185.2, so nothing at all lost there. The 9mm started at 124 and it's at 124.1. So again, no kind of loss there. Both of these held every bit of their material. And now the size here, obviously a huge difference. The 45 here, the biggest part of it's gonna be the base. You got 447 and 451, so you know, it's at least it started at 45 already. And then this 9mm here, you got 786, 748, and 776. So you talking about some incredibly nice expansion from that 9mm right there. And there you have it, y'all. Little man, the atomic ammunition 9mm plus P and the 45 ACP plus P. Very, very different results here. This 9mm was moving on out plenty fast enough to get some incredible expansion out of this thing. Honestly, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if it was slowed down, you know, 50, 75, something like that, and got a little bit less expansion so it could get some more penetration. But I know, like I said, some people will be perfectly happy with this penetration because of this expansion. The 45, on the other hand, I mean, there ain't nothing really to say about this besides it was just a failure. Between the cloth clogging it and just not enough speed to clean it out, it just didn't have what it takes. Now, maybe in a little bit longer barrel, if y'all would like to see me try it out of a longer barrel, leave me some comments below. But out of this 3.5 inch, that one right there is definitely a no-go. All right, y'all, I'm gonna wrap it up right there for another radioactive ammo test. A big old bag of mixed results out of this one right here. Me personally, both of these, I don't really care for the performance out of either one of them. Now, that 9mm, I really like the speed out of that stuff. I think that might be even a hair faster than the stuff I'm actually carrying that Underwood calls plus P plus. It was rated the same on the box, and I think the Underwood is in the 1200s also. I like the speed on it. I like the expansion on it, but I definitely don't like the penetration on it. 10 inches, I mean, it doesn't even meet the FBI minimum standards, and for a lot of people, even the FBI minimum standards isn't enough. And then you got the 45 that apparently wasn't moving fast enough, got clogged up with the cloth, and didn't get any kind of expansion at all. So I'm personally still not sure about these Barry's hybrids myself. All of the loadings that I've tested these in, they've either been really inconsistent, complete failures, or just something's gone wrong in one way or the other. But let me know what y'all think about the performance you saw from these out here today. As far as the 9mm, would some of y'all be perfectly fine with that? The 45, I don't feel like any of y'all would be fine with that. Now, as far as, you know, ball ammo type performance, yeah, it's right around in that same line. So if it was cheap enough, obviously go with it. But at a premium defensive ammo type price, I don't think any of y'all would be happy with that performance. But let me know down in the comments if any of y'all out there carry any of this atomic ammo in one of these calibers or some other caliber. Let me know what your thoughts are and what your experience has been with it. If you did enjoy the video, reach down and hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and make sure you got your notifications turned on so you don't miss anything when I upload it. Check out those affiliate links in the video description if you're doing some shopping. Anything you buy after going through any of those links down there, I get a kickback from them towards the channel, so I really do appreciate that. As always, I appreciate all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel. I've got some really interesting stuff done out here today. I'm gonna try to squeeze one more in, so be on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.